fantastic record of shaping the areas of the ones of primarily serving retired professionals from the Indian Army and also those who have sacrificed their lives for the nation in the Army. The credit of this success goes to the leadership from the Army, academic prowess, skill development programs, and an ecosystem created around the Army ethos. We have completed 26 years of existence and aspire to continue serving for years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, the premise of the panel discussion today is the metamorphosis that is happening in the corporate world. The changes are so rapid that you're professionally obsolete, if not in next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, but definitely in 2 to 3 years. You're blessed to be within a cocooned ecosystem of academics now, and then your transition to challenging corporate world begin in some time. For how long you are future-proof. If not, what you should do to be future-proof. The panelists will share their perspectives on how to be industry-ready and become future-proof for a robust career. Pausing here, I would like to request our director, sir, Major General Starde, sir, and the panelists to begin the session by lighting the lamp. Thank you, please sit down. May I now request Director, sir, to welcome the esteemed panelists and the august gathering over here. Sir, please. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a caution as far as the students are concerned. It's never a great day to see a director speaking to them in a manner of 20 minutes apart and two totally different topics. Anyway, I welcome all the panelists for the challenging session for the day today, which is the topic is very contemporary and an interesting topic, as I say, as far as the students goes. So on behalf of AIMK, I welcome the panelists for the session which we have today. A word about the word B2B, we'll be getting into seriously. Campus to corporate. It's a very important journey. Just now, Professor Kamadi just said, future challenges. You are in the textbooks. You get to go to the groundwork work. Then you reach the corporate. You have to graduate from your classrooms to your operational rooms, to your battlefield outside. How does the future look? What is the future? Can you visualize the future? If you don't, then you're missing us. You have to sit here today and see what is the future. And then he asked the question, are you industry ready? Now that's a very important question which you have to answer. If yes, then you do better. If no, then you got to get yourself industry ready. Today is the time. The government initiatives are looking at what's called Atmanirbhar. They are looking at SICs. They are looking at skill development. Are you ready for all this? This is your finishing school. And I can assure you,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last time you will be opening your books. This is the last time you will be doing pluses and minuses and those dangerous looking equations which all the faculty people keep troubling you with. This is the last time you will be calculating anything with sigmas and whole lot of high test goes beyond me. You will be implementing all those. Are you ready for industry? You think you are ready for industry. Are you really ready for industry? That is the question you have to start asking now. The time, if you think that I have 2 years for the new batch, I have 6 months or 8 months for the older batch, it flies. One fine day, you will be an alumni. What you did after an hour back. Then what? That is here comes your professional competence, that comes your skill development, that comes where are you as far as dirtying your hands, that's what we call it in army. Are you ready to dirty your hands? Are you ready to dirty your knees? Are you hands-on to the equipment? Are you hands-on to the job which is going to be thrown at you in the battlefield? You are in an environment which is not a very protective environment. You are in the jungle where the rules and law of the jungle applies. Questions remains. Are you industry ready? The journey is very, very difficult. Everybody has gone through that. The panelists have gone through, they are successful. The alumni that you saw about 15 minutes back, they have gone through, they are successful. They work hard. You got to work hard. You got to understand the requirements of industry. You got to understand the requirements of future. You got to understand your own capabilities and capacities. Put your hands. Are you industry ready? So be alive to the discussion today, and I'm sure there will be a greater insights once you get back to your personal rules to contemplate as to what have you heard and start working on it. The question, are you industry ready? Thanks once again. I wish you a great hearing session today with the experience of the panelists which is there with us. I'm sure you will be gainers, so is me. And I once again welcome the panelists for a very, very interesting and interesting discussion which is going to ensue with our moderators and the thing. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion and sparing your time to throw some lot of enlightenment. Thank you once again and all the best.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. It is my honor to introduce to you our moderator and the panelists for today's discussion. The moderator for today's discussion is Dr. Jayantranath Mukhopadhyay. Dr. Mukhopadhyay is an alum of IIT and IIM and has a PhD in economics from Jadavpur University. He has an extensive experience of more than 35 years. He has been a visiting professor at various IIMs, including but not limited to Calcutta, Rohtak, Bodh Gaya, Ranchi for several years. He specializes in corporate finance, investment banking, financial services, capital market, mergers and acquisitions, and valuation. He is currently working as a professor and head of Department of Finance at Army Institute of Management, Kolkata. I request sir to please take his position at the stage. Our first panelist is Ms. Pristine Mondal. Ms. Pristine Mondal is a skilled HR professional with a proven track record of success. She is the HR head at Nomura Research Fintech India, where she is responsible for leading an HR team and developing and implementing the HR strategies. She has over 10 years of experience in the field and has worked with a variety of companies in different industries. She has done her master's in HR and OE from Delhi School of Economics. I welcome ma'am to please take your seat on the stage. Our next panelist is Ms. Momita Mitra. Ms. Mitra is the head HR at Mehtan Ceramics Limited. She has been working in the HR domain for more than 15 years now and has been contributing to the discipline ever since. She is an alum of ISWBM, Kolkata. I request ma'am to please walk on the stage. Our next panel member is Ms. Nupur Chakraborty. Ms. Chakraborty is a senior manager HR at Century Ply. She is working on partnering business and individuals in the journey of their growth and vision through designing and establishing strong people processes in the area of performance management, compensation and reward management, talent acquisition, HR operations, and HR digitization for over a decade. She is an alum of ISWBM and pursued her master's in human resource management. I request ma'am to kindly come up on the stage. Last, but certainly not the least, our fourth panel member is Mr. Saurabh Roy. He is the Deputy General Manager of Reliance Jio Infocom Limited. He is a seasoned HR professional with 20 years of experience. He is skilled in employee relations, performance management, and training and development. He is also a member of the National HRD Network. He is an alum of Nordic School of Business, Toronto, Canada. I request sir to please come up on the stage. Thank you, everyone. As has been eloquently pointed out by Professor PGR and Director Sir, that this is going to be an interesting discussion. I now hand over the stage to our moderator, Dr. J.N. Mukherjee.
Respected Director General Anade, respected Academic Coordinator, Professor Malini Majumdar, our very excellent and Professor and Head of Placement, Dynamic, Mr. Modi. We also have some distinguished faculty with us. And I'm really glad to have such a beautiful kind of very experienced distinguished people today as our panelists. I must share with you, my young, enthusiastic, energetic students that I spent about 45 minutes with them before we came here. And I found so much depth of knowledge in them. I'm sure that I benefited so much, like you were telling, I have 35 years experience, but I have benefited so much from them. So I think listen to them very, very carefully what they're saying, because they have passed out someone in 98 to 2002, 2005. So they have huge amount of experience. They also did this transition once from the campus to the corporate. So we need to learn. I have learned so much in this 45 minutes. I'm sure you will learn a lot. We need to be extremely attentive to what they're saying. I was listening, I'm a person when I'm given the moderator's role, I come prepared, I don't give Excel for. So I was listening to some TEDx talks, and a very nice thing I was told, what is this campus to corporate for young students? He compares this to an Indian marriage, arranged marriage that we have in India. this young girl gets married to a totally unknown person, unknown in-laws in a different city maybe. Just imagine that lady's position, that she is going, let's say, from Calcutta to, let's say, maybe Balia or maybe in Ankleshwar, wherever, and she really does not know what to say, what not to say, what to do, how to eat, because everything changes. So this in the TEDx talk is saying this is very, very similar to what you will go through from your hostel life to suddenly to this corporate world or corporate jungle, as Vasudha will call. It's a very, very different kind of thing. Second very major thing which is going to happen to you, dear students, is that basically today from school, college, what have you done? Your parents have been paying or you have taken a loan and you are paying a fees. And you are expecting services from the institute, like everything has to be given to you absolutely properly, class have to start in time by teachers, you have to deliver. So you are paying a fees and you are receiving services. Now as soon as you join the corporate, here's a 180-degree shift. They will pay you. It's no more that you will pay, you will be paid. And you're looking forward to that payment of 6 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs, whatever. But then you will have to deliver. You have to perform. And today, as we tell in the corporate finance, the objective of any corporate is to maximize the shareholders' wealth. Right? And the objective of any operation is to maximize the stakeholders' wealth. So it is not only shareholders, the stakeholders, which is your employees, your customers, your suppliers, everyone, you have to do that thing. And who will pay you 8 lakh rupees per annum if you don't give back to them 25 lakhs per annum? Otherwise, as Professor Oli was telling, that if you're not future ready, you're not future proof, their HR department, they are all HR people, the operations head will tell either Ms. Nupur or Ms. Nupur that I think is not up to the mark, so you have to leave. You have to leave. That will be very, very painful. So to avoid that pain, only Professor Tomkins has very rightly the head of the institute thought of this very, very wonderful topic, campus to corporate. So we need to understand that from paying to getting paid is a very different thing. And let me tell you that this 2 years, whatever we teach you, of course, the marketing that you do maybe in the company will be different. But whatever our marketing teams are telling us on the brand management, sales distribution, whatever they're telling you, digital marketing, it's very, very important because that is the foundation. Once you join the company, whether you join Century Ply, Hindustan Lever, you join Method Ceramic, or you join Reliance, whatever company you join, but this foundation of what your professors are teaching in the class is very, very important. That is the base. From that you have to build an adapt. But if the base only is kacha, you cannot build on that. No? Of course, it will be changing, but this is the foundation. Like if you do not know the decimal percentage fraction in school, in class 7, and people say, no, the industry is so different, you don't have to know the decimal percentage fraction. You always struggle in the industry. Always struggle. How to do digital marketing if you have not done the basic digital marketing classes here? Similarly for HR, if you haven't done the basic HR and IR classes, and you suddenly Reliance Jio takes you, and Mr. Shora was there, he is expecting you to know the basic things. So that is there, but then it is definitely very, very different in the corporate world. So this is where I think, and we have got a very eclectic mix. If you see, we have got Vishnu Mondo, she's from Nomura, which is a Japanese multinational. We have got this Momita, she was telling me, we were discussing, she's worked with many companies, now she's with a manufacturing company. So we have this Nuku, which is she's in Century Ply, and it's one of those few companies in Calcutta which has built such a wonderful brand. The advertisements are mind-boggling, fire-proof. So you just have to tell us to make the career future-proof, right? And Geo is a company we cannot but love, we cannot ignore. For those, I'm a complete Reliance and Geo lover. Many of you may not be knowing, but like when the phone started, mobile phone started, we used to have the big handsets, and outgoing call, sorry, it was 30 rupees per minute. Even this young faculty, young excellence for 2002 batch will be going, and they're all young. So basically, 30 rupees per minute, and you know what? The internet was not free, it was 60 rupees per minute. So if you had left it without Reliance and Jio, today also maybe all of us can afford a mobile phone, but not possible. So what Jio has done is, They have made use the digital public infrastructure. And you know what? We talk of space, they got 10 million customers in 6 months. That is because of UPI and the digital infrastructure the government of India built. But it is based on that. So they are able to do that. And that is why today, your electrician, your cobbler, your rickshaw is having to afford to have a mobile phone. And that empowers him as a cobbler vendor, it makes our life very easy. So that is technology. So I think this was the opening background I wanted to set the pace. Please be very attentive. I will try and pose some questions to the panelists, and that I'll do from there, and we'll have a discussion. Right? Is that right? Is that great? Okay. So since I'm a technology lover, I definitely believe that it is the you have to be having a digital mindset today. Whatever field you do, this HR, marketing, finance, whatever you do, you have to have a digital mindset. So my first question is to our friend from the Nomura, Japan multinational. So basically, our question is considering the impact of technology and digital economy, how can MBAs future-proof their career? Yes.
Thank you for the question. So, good morning, everyone. And the first thing I want to tell you is that I'm very happy to be here. And, thanks for having me here. So, I think good question for me because I've spent an entire career in tech companies, and that is the R&D division. So, it's a different, I'm sure, whether you be in an IT company, a tech company, in an R&D division, or a non-IT company like an FMCG company, we cannot escape technology. Right? Today you also see with your mobiles and so many things you're depending. Now, in terms of being future ready, first I want to tell one very fundamental thing. Any point of time you cannot be your future ready or future proof because the way the technology is evolving. Even for me, as an HR practitioner, 20 years what I've seen. Every 5-6 years, every 7 years, I had to learn something. Right? The entire transformation of HR, for especially for folks who want to get into HR, I must say, there has been a huge transformation in HR because of technology. There was a time HR was kind of, when, the mostly they talk was around a lot of transactional things, right? God days, 2 decades ago, right? We used to handle the personal files, we used to do, maintain so many records, in paper or in an Excel, and the entire workflow. You have a workflow for an employee, starting from entry into the organization till the exit. Everything was kind of very transactional. You had a human face to it, right? But what has changed? You have so many tools. You have. I'm sure you need to learn about SAP and Workday and all organizations have. So the role of HR itself has evolved. So it has evolved in a sense that everything which is transaction, everything which can be gone through a process has been automated, right? And what we do, right? We have become mentors of the organization, coaching, mentorship, and that's the transformation. And we're building the next generation of leaders. You're working with the leaders, you're in the boardroom, and you're trying to contribute towards the business. It's no more that HR is a support function. HR works along with the business. And that has happened only because of technology and technology. It has kind of given us a lot of space to explore the way we add value. For you, I think very, very important is understand technology in a way how you use it for you to kind of benefit you, whatever you do, right? And for freshers, I would say this journey now that we are starting, it's no more that you get into an organization at the age of 21 and you probably would be doing the same thing till you retire. Right? This is no more the case. So for all of you, the entire mindset has to be a growth mindset. You learn, and learn. And with every advent of a new technology, that's exactly what you're going to do. To start with, very simple, examples and key takeaways I would give you. Today, when we go to campus, we see the CV, right? And probably if I look at 100 CVs, and I would say it's an exact replica of the other, right? I really don't know why you do that. Maybe there's a template, which is very good. With the AI, with the robots, taking your first round of interview, let me tell you, we are there, already there. Because I come from a very, NRI, I don't know how much of your research, it's a very high-tech organization globally. Now, having said that, when the CVs are also being screened, right, what are the main key, things you want to give, the keywords, right? That's an art by itself. Your first round of evaluation is how we screen the CVs. Now it's no one human doing it. Okay? Maybe your profile is going to ATS. Do you understand ATS? All right. What is it? Application tracking system. So what they're going to pick up? They're going to pick up keywords, right? And artificial intelligence has gone to an extent, right? You can write about your own story. This is exactly, the same sentence I use in every campus I go. Please, don't replicate your series. Right? I know there was a time even when I was in college, we were given the template, hey, all of you need to have the same template. Name, father's name, objective, and so on and so forth. What we need to know, how every individual is different. Okay? Now you don't probably in the first round, you will not get that scope. So please, curate your CV where you can talk about yourself, talk about your own story, what you're good at, what are the things you want to learn. Right? And companies are evolving, customizing that their AI tool to kind of select the candidates based on these things. If they see, let's say, I'm working with in 10 series, right? But it's the same thing now, we have all the 10 series and talking about it. So what is it that you know differently? Right? That's what is very important. Second thing, what you have to understand, every organization, and I was very applicable for manufacturing organizations and FMCG companies, DI, diversity, inclusion, and ESG. I would please urge every one of you sitting here to kind of understand ESG, do some studies. You guys are very lucky, every time, when people study, we have to look out for notes, look out for good library, everything is there in your smartphone. Please study ESG, whichever department you are in, definitely. Be it IT, be it marketing folks, be it HR, be it finance. ESG is going to take an extra mile for all of you. So this is a couple of things. From the technology background, we are also scoring the ESG of organizations. Companies are setting up ESG departments, whichever, and they would have representatives from the marketing team, from the HR team, finance, and everything, and how to be contribute social governance. So as much we are kind of, technology is progressing, it is allowing us to do better things for life, better things, building the organization culture. And why I talk about, all of you having to be able to talk about your own stories. Every organization, since it's going for diversity, they're also going to, hire people, not going to, they're actually hiring, in fact, we hire people with diverse interests. So very important when you're going to that, AI tool, or you're getting an opportunity to talk to someone, talk about, the diverse skills you bring. And that's the key, ingredient for successful organization.